Something is shifting, and you can feel it. Not outside, not in people, not in circumstances, but within you. And the moment that shift begins, the outcome is no longer a question, it becomes a matter of time. There comes a point in your journey where you stop chasing, stop forcing, and stop wondering when. Something inside you quiets down. The anxiety that once consumed your thoughts slowly fades, and in its place, a strange calm appears. It's not that you have proof in the physical world. It's that you no longer need it. You begin to feel as if the thing you desire is already yours, even if nothing around you has changed yet. This is the pattern most people overlook. They keep searching for external signs, while the real sign has already appeared within them. And once this internal shift happens, everything outside begins rearranging itself to match it. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. You start noticing that your thoughts are no longer desperate. Before, every thought about marriage came with pressure. When will it happen? Why hasn't it happened yet? But now, those thoughts feel lighter. You think about it with ease, almost like remembering something that is already guaranteed. There is no urgency attached to it anymore. And that's powerful, because urgency is a signal of lack, while calmness is a signal of possession. When your mind moves from needing to knowing, you step into a completely different state of being. And that state is what attracts the reality you've been waiting for. Another pattern reveals itself in how you react to others. You no longer feel triggered by seeing couples, weddings, or love stories. Instead of comparison or jealousy, you feel a quiet confidence. It's almost as if their happiness confirms your own is on the way. You don't feel left behind anymore. You don't feel like time is running out. In fact, you feel like everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This emotional stability is not random, it is a reflection of your inner alignment. When you are no longer disturbed by what you see outside, it means you have created peace within. And peace is the foundation where your desires begin to materialize. You also begin to detach from the need to control outcomes. Before, you might have tried to force connections, overthink conversations, or analyze every detail of someone's behavior. But now, you let things flow. You trust the process without needing to micromanage it. You understand that what is meant for you will not require struggle. This doesn't make you passive, it makes you powerful. Because instead of acting from fear, you are now acting from certainty. And certainty has a magnetic quality to it. It draws the right people, the right situations, and the right timing into your life effortlessly. Then comes the shift in your self-perception. You start seeing yourself differently. You no longer feel incomplete or like something is missing. You feel whole. You feel worthy. You feel ready. And this is one of the strongest indicators that marriage is close. Because the moment you stop seeking someone to complete you, you become complete enough to attract someone who matches you. Your energy changes. Your presence changes. And even the way people respond to you begins to change. You are no longer trying to prove your value, you embody it. And that embodiment is what creates attraction at the deepest level. You may also notice that your life starts organizing itself in unexpected ways. Certain distractions fall away. Certain habits change. Certain opportunities appear. It's as if everything is preparing you for the next chapter. Even challenges begin to feel purposeful rather than frustrating. You start seeing them as part of your growth instead of obstacles in your path. This is because your perspective has shifted from resistance to acceptance. And when you stop resisting life, life stops resisting you. Everything begins to move with you instead of against you. Another powerful pattern is your relationship with time. You no longer feel rushed. You don't feel like you're falling behind or missing out. Instead, you feel like you are right on schedule, even if you don't know the exact date or moment. This sense of timing is not logical. It's intuitive. It comes from a deep inner knowing that what you desire is already on its way. And when you trust timing, you remove one of the biggest blocks people face: impatience. Impatience pushes things away, while trust pulls them closer. You also begin to notice synchronicities, small, meaningful coincidences that feel too perfect to ignore, conversations that align with your thoughts, situations that reflect your inner beliefs, moments that feel like confirmations rather than accidents. These are not random events. They are reflections of your inner state becoming visible in your outer world. And while they may seem small, they are powerful indicators that you are in alignment. They are signs that your inner reality is starting to shape your external experience. There is also a new level of emotional independence that develops within you. You no longer rely on others to feel secure or validated. You feel stable on your own. And because of this, you approach relationships from a place of strength rather than neediness. You are no longer trying to fill a void, you are sharing your fullness. This shift changes everything. Because when you are emotionally independent, you attract someone who is also whole. And that creates a connection based on mutual respect, not dependency. At this stage, you might even feel moments where you forget about your desire entirely. Not because you've given up, but because you are no longer obsessed with it. It's like placing an order and trusting it will arrive. You don't keep checking every second. This level of detachment is often misunderstood, but it is one of the clearest signs that your manifestation is close. Because when you stop holding on to something tightly, you allow it to come to you freely. Letting go is not losing, it is allowing. And finally, you feel a quiet certainty that doesn't need validation. You don't need signs, you don't need reassurance, and you don't need proof. You just know. And that knowing is powerful beyond measure. Because once you reach that state, the outcome is inevitable. The physical world has no choice but to reflect what you already believe to be true. This is the pattern. This is the shift. This is the moment where everything changes, not because something happened outside, but because something settled inside. So, if you notice these patterns within yourself, understand what it means. It means you are no longer waiting. You are becoming. And once you become the person who already has what they desire, the reality has no choice but to follow. Marriage is no longer a distant dream, it is a forming reality. And the closer you stay to this state, the faster it unfolds. Stay in that calm, stay in that knowing, stay in that certainty. Because what you feel within is already shaping what is about to appear in your life. Something inside you begins to relax in a way it never did before. The constant questioning fades into silence, and your mind no longer searches for answers. You stop asking when it will happen, because deep down, it already feels decided. This calm is not forced. It naturally replaces your old worries. You start thinking about your future with certainty instead of doubt. Even without visible evidence, your belief feels solid and unshakable. The desire no longer feels distant, it feels present within you. You notice how your thoughts carry confidence instead of fear. It's like something has already been confirmed, even if no one told you. You don't feel the need to explain it to others anymore. Your energy becomes quieter but stronger at the same time. This shift marks the moment where your inner world has accepted the outcome. And once your mind accepts it, reality begins preparing to reflect it. A sense of peace starts surrounding your thoughts whenever you think about marriage. The emotional tension you once carried slowly disappears without effort. You are no longer checking signs or searching for reassurance everywhere. Instead, you feel grounded, as if everything is already falling into place. Even in silence, your belief stays strong and steady. You don't feel rushed or pressured by time anymore. There's a softness in your expectations that wasn't there before. You trust the process without needing constant proof. This calmness becomes your new normal, not something temporary. You notice how your heart feels lighter when thinking about your future. The fear of what if no longer controls your mindset. You are no longer reacting, you are simply knowing. And that peaceful knowing is what brings your desire closer than ever. Your reactions toward others begin to transform in a surprising way. Where there was once comparison, now there is quiet confidence. Seeing happy couples no longer creates discomfort within you. Instead, it feels like a reminder that your moment is approaching too. You don't feel left out or behind anymore. There is a sense of emotional maturity growing within you. You start appreciating love around you without questioning your own journey. The jealousy that once existed slowly fades into acceptance. You realize that everyone's path is unfolding at the right time. This understanding gives you a deep sense of inner stability. You don't measure your life based on others anymore. You stand firmly in your own timeline without fear. And this emotional balance signals that you are aligned with what you desire. You naturally begin releasing the need to control every situation. The urge to force conversations or outcomes disappears on its own. You stop overanalyzing small details that once consumed your thoughts. Instead, you allow things to unfold without interference. This doesn't make you careless, it makes you centered. You trust that what belongs to you will find its way without struggle. Your actions become more natural and less driven by fear. You no longer chase validation or constant attention. There is a quiet confidence in how you carry yourself now. You feel secure even when things are uncertain. This trust creates a powerful shift in your energy. And when you stop forcing, life begins to move smoothly toward you. Your view of yourself begins to change in a powerful way. You stop seeing yourself as incomplete or lacking something. Instead, you feel whole just as you are. This sense of completeness doesn't depend on anyone else. You begin to value yourself without needing external approval. Your confidence grows naturally, without effort or pressure. You recognize your worth without comparing yourself to others. There is a quiet strength in your presence that people can feel. You no longer try to prove yourself, you simply exist in your value. This shift makes you more attractive in an effortless way. You carry yourself with dignity and self-respect. The need for validation slowly fades away. And when you feel complete within, you attract someone who reflects that same completeness. Your relationship with time starts to transform completely. You no longer feel like you are running out of it. The pressure to achieve things quickly disappears from your mind. Instead, you feel like everything is happening at the perfect pace. There is no rush in your thoughts anymore. You trust that what is meant for you cannot miss you. This belief brings a deep sense of comfort within. You stop comparing your timeline with others around you. Your focus shifts from urgency to trust. Even delays no longer feel like setbacks. You see them as part of a bigger plan. This patience strengthens your inner peace. And when you are no longer rushing, life begins to meet you exactly where you are. A quiet certainty begins to live inside you without needing explanation. You don't feel the need to convince anyone of what you feel. There is no craving for signs or constant reassurance anymore. Your belief stands strong even in silence. You just know that it is already done in a deeper sense. This knowing feels calm, not loud or overwhelming. It doesn't demand attention, it simply exists within you. You trust your inner feeling more than external circumstances. Doubt loses its power over your thoughts completely. You feel secure even without visible proof. This certainty becomes your foundation. And once you reach this state, everything outside begins to align with it naturally.